Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on the electric vehicle technology and e-mobility segment from DIYguru. And if I start from the main intent, the main objective of this whole video series, that is to basically provide the complete understanding of e-mobility sector. I'm very sorry if my writing is not so good. I'll try to improve it with more upcoming videos, but I hope you are able to understand as I'm explaining simultaneously. I hope you will be able to follow what I'm writing. If there is any typing error, some spelling mistakes, just ignore it. It's not really important. So we want to have the complete understanding of the e-mobility sector, but that is not the only requirement. We want to have it in simpler terms. Now this is something which is very crucial because I understand that electric vehicle is not a very easy technology, right? There are so many things within the EV sector. There are so many things within the e-mobility domain that we cannot just understand everything just by following the lectures, by attending the sessions and all. And that is one of the main reasons why DIYguru has more than 15 trainers when it comes to the e-mobility training, because we understand that different domains need different trainers for training. But the most important requirement still remains the same: to understand the technology in simpler manner, so that I can understand it even if I'm from the electrical domain, even if I'm from the mechanical domain or automotive, or even if I'm not an engineer at all, it doesn't matter. I should be able to understand this sector, this technology. And I don't know how many of you follow such videos, but there are specific programs out there at the global level where scientists and engineers explain things in simpler manner, to conduct some social tests, to conduct some experiments, to see how easy it is to understand when something is explained without complex behavior. And this is the exact agenda what I want to have when it comes to the explanation of the EV segment, because it is such a broad domain. It is such an in-depth sector that just by following the terminologies we won't be able to understand it. And I tell you what is the main problem here, according to my experience, based on the students I've trained or the sessions I've taken so far. What according to me is the biggest problem when students are really trying to understand the e-mobility sector or electric vehicle is that they always start with electric vehicle technology. I believe that this is a wrong approach. Then what should be the right approach? As per my experience, the right approach should be to rather think like industries. I'm sorry, the text just overlapped. Let me write it again. To think like industries. Now this is very important. This is very crucial. If we don't think like industries, we will not be able to tell why do we need EV, how do we achieve EV, when is the right time to go electrification of technologies, and most importantly, what is the right way to do it? If we think like a learner, if we think like an engineer, we will combine each and everything with technology, right? We say, why do we need EV technology? How do we achieve EV technology? When can we achieve EV technology, and what we need to do to achieve EV technology? But I feel this is not good at all. What should be the right way? According to my recommendation, guys, when you are talking about EV technology or anything, do not talk about EV. Talk about e-mobility. I always say this in all of my sessions. Talk about e-mobility. Why? What is the difference? Because EV is a technology, but e-mobility is an industry sector. And we want to focus on the industry sector, not directly on the technology. Now, I'm not saying we will skip the EV, not at all. But what I'm saying is, start with the overall industry segment. From there, talk about the different technology sectors. One by one, follow the technology sectors, and then you would be a proper e-mobility expert. This is what I would recommend to all my students. Now, I will not be able to explain what all do we have in e-mobility. In just one video, I will not be able to do it. It will take many videos for you to understand. In one single lecture, in one single video of 10 minutes, I cannot explain what all do we have in e-mobility. But if I want to summarize it for you guys, what all do we have in e-mobility? The very first thing is the EV technology. Now, earlier you were saying let's focus on EV only, which was not good. I'm saying let's go one step ahead. One step in the upper level, talk about e-mobility. Then in e-mobility, one is EV technology. Then we have the sustainability development goals. Then we have the renewable green energy. Now, I'm not saying that EV and green energy are not related. I'm not saying EV and SDV are not related. Everything is related. But considering them as individual yet connected domains is a very simpler and beautiful way of understanding this whole ecosystem. Then we have the computing part, right? Why we all find Tesla so smart? Thanks to the smart computing it has. Now it has EV technology as well in terms of batteries, electrification, charging and all, but it has a very beautiful combination of the smart computing. What else we can have? We have the business ecosystem, right? I will not write the whole word just to save some time. The business ecosystem. When we talk about the business ecosystem, we mean basically the management aspect. How the EVs are related to the business management, how EVs are related to the computing, how they're related to the green energy, how they're related to the carbon emission, how they're related to the renewable energy sectors, and how they all are related to the e-mobility segment. There are so many domains you can focus on when you talk about e-mobility, but when you directly jump to the EV, then you are no longer so free to imagine, because then you are directly into the technology sector. I'm not saying avoid technology, but let's think from the industry point of view. That is the difference between manufacturing automation and industry 5.0, right? Manufacturing automation is one segment of Industry 5.0, but Industry 5.0 or 4.0, they are really the whole sectors. They are really the whole segments which define the overall ecosystem of the industry space. And that is why millions of jobs will be impacted in India directly and indirectly from e-mobility segment, because so many industries come into these areas, right? Into these all segments, there are so many industries that would be covered. So throughout this lecture series, whatever we are going to study, whatever we are going to understand, we are going to think as per the e-mobility segment. Even if we are talking about the EV technologies like batteries, controllers, motors, VCUs, ECUs, charging, computing, dashboard, analysis, machine learning, cybersecurity, anything what we are going to do, analysis, dynamic simulations, FEA, FEM, modeling, simulations, hardware, servicing, V2G, G2E, whatever we are doing, we will talk exactly in terms of the applications and in terms of the industry space, the e-mobility space. Now, I am not saying that we are going to cover the whole electric vehicle course here, because for that you need many trainers, right? I don't rely on one trainer explaining everything. That's why I have trainer for every single domain at DIY. But at least with my explanation, with the efforts I try to put it into these video lectures, we will understand the EV segment overall as professionals. Every 3 days, I will try to launch one video when it comes to the EV segment, the e-mobility sectors, and we will go in depth one by one. And wherever I feel that, okay, we cannot go more in depth because this requires more technical explanation, I will stop there. I will not cover the motor controller parts in so depth because that would be more technical. But what we are going to cover here is the whole of EV ecosystem, the manufacturing, the battery algorithms, what all algorithms do we have. We will do everything technically aligned with whatever is possible in the scope of this lecture series we will do, guys. And wherever I feel that we need more of my trainers to support, I believe I will not really make you scared of those technical domains with unnecessary content which is not required for this lecture series. So at the end of this whole lecture series, I expect that we become professionally much more aligned, professionally much more mature and confident when it comes to the e-mobility. Specifically, what do we need to do when we want to make a career out of it? Because then that's a very common question for students, right? What do I need to do to make a career? That's the main question we have about what I've written in the beginning, right? Why? Now if I think like a learner here, then why do I need EV training? Do I really need to follow electric vehicle or not? If so, then how do I do it? If I'm from mechanical, how do I do it? If I'm from electrical, how do I do it? What do I do and what do I need to learn? What all do I need to follow? Right? Do I need some hardware training also? If so, what all hardware training I need? What all I might skip? What is the right career path, the learning path? Very important. And when do I do it? When is the right time? Well, we all know that in order to prepare yourself to learn something, you have to start. You must start from today itself. But exactly when? How? What would be my learning schedule? How can I frame it, right? And we will learn all of these things in a technical way, guys. So thank you all for following this session. It's just the start, so I will try to make my handwriting a bit more understandable with time. But I hope you all will enjoy this lecture series from DIYguru, where we are going to cover the glimpse of the entire EV series, and at a very good glimpse level, technical, non-technical, business side, what all skills we need, how do we get those skills, what is the right career path. Well, we all know that simulations are very important, but how do you achieve simulations? Well, you say, okay, with MATLAB we achieve simulations, but then what after the simulations? Can I do something more out of simulations? Can I extract that simulation data, perform the 3D analysis? Can I extract that, perform the data analysis from Python, maybe apply some ML models? Can I compare it with the experimental data? What do I need to do for it? that whole understanding, right? So we want to achieve the entire understanding of the e-mobility segment, like mature, intelligent, focused professionals. That is going to be the main objective of this lecture series. Thank you all for joining this session, guys. I hope you did enjoy this, did follow what I want to achieve, did try to understand my intent, and we will continue in the next session. I'll try that at least we have 2 to 3 lectures in a week, but let's see how much my schedule allows, but we will still try to maintain the pace here. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Take care.